Hello. 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 Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
All right. Great. Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you. On behalf of PI-RAHI, Punjab University IIT Ropar, Regional Accelerator for Holistic Innovation Foundation, under the aegis of Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, we present you and welcome you to the launch of Inside the Incubator, an Incubator Spotlight series organized in collaboration with Jammu and Kashmir Science, Technology and Innovation Council. Through this series, we bring you real conversations with the people building incubators, enabling startups, and translating research to on-ground impact. Today marks our inaugural episode, and we begin with a region that is both rich in talent and unique in context, Jammu and Kashmir. The episode will focus on the Kashmir University of Agriculture, Sciences and Technology, Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship Centre, based at SKUAST-Kashmir Shalimar campus. Our theme for today is Catalyzing Change, STI Interventions in the Jammu and Kashmir Ecosystem. We are very honored to have with us today Dr. Shahid Iqbal Choudhary, Indian Administrative Services Commissioner Secretary to the Government of Jammu and Kashmir, Department of Science and Technology. We are honored to have you with us, sir. We also have Professor Nazir Ahmad Ganai. I think Naveed, from my understanding, he's
Sir is joining. Just give 2 minutes. Sir is joining.
All right, no worries. We would be having.
I can see Ganai sir is already here.
I am here.
Sir is already there.
Great. We are honored to have with us Professor Nazir Ahmad Ganai, Vice-Chancellor, SKUAST-Kashmir. We also have with us Dr. Vishal Choudhary, Scientist Chef, Office of Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. We have with us along Mr. Naveed Hamid Bhat, Chief Executive Officer, SKIIE. We are honored also to have with us Dr. Abdul Khabir, Deputy Secretary, Science and Technology, Government of Jammu and Kashmir. And I'm very pleased to see, and from the participation, that we also have incubators and ecosystem all across, wherein we have today Dr. Anil Bhat from SKUAST Jammu, Dr. Shahid Gibran from CEO AIC IIIM Jammu, and from JKST&IC and many others. I warmly welcome you all. I warmly also welcome all the audience and the participation that we have for today, specifically from the startups, innovators, faculty, all joined with us. And thank you so much for joining with us. Before we join, just to have some ice breaking, I would request all the students or researchers or any startups, if you could just use the chat window and tell us from where are you joining from and whether you are a startup or a student. So that would enable us to understand कि आप कहाँ से join कर रहे हैं and who do we see in the ecosystem. We have, I think, around 25 participants, and I see some names. It would be great if everybody can understand who are you and where are you joining from, whether you are a startup or a researcher. Let's use this platform to have more, interactive conversations.
Dr. Neha, I was wondering that, if these young startups can, at some point of time, introduce themselves quickly, telling who they are and what's their startup, so that they can know each other and we know that to whom we are there.
Sure, sir, sure. Absolutely, we can do that. And yes. one by one, if you could just tell also that who are you, where are you joining from, because there are some names, again, I know, but there are some I'm, also witnessing for the first time. So, and that is what we're wanting.
Very
So maybe
quickly.
yeah,
Khalid,
very.
Khalid, aap shuru karo. Khalid, you can start from.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Khalid Masoodi, working as Associate Professor in Division of Plant Biotechnology, and I have my own startup, faculty-led startup, Kashmir Biotech Private Limited, and we make designer foods.
Good evening. My name is Professor Bhargav Sen. I have my own faculty startup known as Pherobug Technology Private Limited that actually working in the pheromones.
Komal, I see you are also there. If you could also introduce.
Hello, my name is Komal, and thank you so much. My startup is Green Affair. We are into regenerative agriculture and soil health. We work extensively in Kashmir on saffron. Thank you so much.
All right.
But you should not be very shy in just introducing yourselves, because when you have to pitch up with your ideas, that time you have to be more smart. I know. Please do introduce yourselves. It would be very good, nice platform.
Good afternoon. I'm Hazif Hussain. I'm the founder of Cash Crop. We are trying to solve problems of Kashmiri apple farmers by providing them with disease prediction models and other tools, which we will see later.
मैं बताऊं यहाँ पे हाजिक is just 17-18 year old boy. He has just passed his 10+2 examination. Just a very young boy, and is coming to us, and then I believe that we are incubating him at the university. So a very promising boy I see in him.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this. I'm very honored.
Well, good day all. Myself, Dr. Ritu Mahajan. I'm a founder and director of the company Rebiopi Agrotech Private Limited and incubated at TBI ISA Mohali. And we are working on the nanobiofungicides, trying to have a healthier replacement, greener replacement to the chemical fungicides. Thank you. I'm sure as we go along, many other startups will be joining.
Yes.
And will keep introducing themselves. नेहा आगे बढ़ाते हैं.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल मैम. So Dr. Vishal Choudhary will join in then another 1 or 2 minutes. So we'll start with Professor Nazir pioneering himself, and so from we understand universities play a pivotal role, and specifically in anchoring regional innovation. So it is my honor to invite Professor Nazir Ahmad, Vice-Chancellor of SKUAST-Kashmir, to deliver an address on SKUAST-K's role in Jammu and Kashmir innovation journey. You have seen it also. You have witnessed the story of Sky. You have witnessed how agri-tech and deep tech ecosystem is driving in J&K. So who better to learn from you? So over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Neha. But I would request for the mics to be put off. There is some kind of a background, disturbance, noise disturbance. It would be good for all of us. If you allow me to speak and then keep your mics off.
I would request everybody to please be on mute. Yeah, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Neha. First of all, I would just compliment the PI-RAHI, the IIT Ropar, and the Punjab University, this regional accelerator program. And then you have started this program, this Incubator Spotlight series, and I believe that we are the first invited to be on board of this Spotlight series. It's our privilege to be there. And let me thank Dr. Jitendra Kaur Arora, Madam Ji. She was here in the university last year, and with us, it was a very nice experience of interacting with her. I believe we have with us our Commissioner Secretary, Science and Technology, Shahid Iqbal, Dr. Shahid Iqbal Choudhary Sahab as well. I'm not able to just see him, and all the friends there who are joined us online. Friends, it is a matter of great privilege for me, to be with you this afternoon. And this theme which has been chosen to be for this session about catalyzing change and interventions in the Jammu and Kashmir ecosystem. Let me tell you a small journey this university had just 4 years before. We were as any other traditional university in the country. There are some more than 1,200 universities in the country. We were one among those universities. But 4 years before, we thought, try to just question ourselves as to who we are and what for are we there, and why has this institution at all been instituted or established by the government? What are the expectations of the people of the Jammu and Kashmir and the people of this nation towards us? So those were the questions we started asking ourselves to see that where do we find our relevance to the society? And we gave answer to these so many number of questions in a very, very short answer gave to it. And we said that SKUAST-Kashmir stands for quality of life of its people. So this is the slogan of the university, quality of life. And when we talk about the quality of life, we basically talk about those sustainable developmental goals which all the UN nations have set for themselves. We talk about those social developmental indices. We talk about all of those parameters which indicate the growth of a nation, which indicate the how this nation is transforming itself. And therefore, we thought that at the same time, we are ambitious enough to see that our nation joins the League of the Developed Nations of the world. So therefore, we started asking ourselves, what are those definitions of a developed nation? And therefore, came into being those indicators which define the growth of a nation. When we talk about those many number of social development indices, we will find ourselves at the national level, at the country level, towards on the lower side. So we framed this slogan that we stand for quality of life of our people, believing that we meet all of those social developmental parameters which have been set for us so that we are able to join it. And then came that how do we do it? In order to solve all the kind of the problems, we have to have our own solutions to that. We set up a vision statement for the university, a very, very short statement of the vision. It is about SKUAST-Kashmir as an innovation-led university. What we said earlier that in order to join, enable our state of Jammu and Kashmir and enable this nation to become a developed nation, we have to find answers to so many questions, so many problems which we have to solve. But then the question came to us that we will not just look for the West and the Europe for the solutions to our problems. The solutions to our problems have to be organic. We have to find solutions by ourselves. That's why we thought of this vision statement for the university as innovation-led university. And when I was just sharing this statement with my colleagues, initially it was a bit difficult for them to understand what I mean, because in the first 40 years of our university, when I would join as a Vice-Chancellor, we had 4 patents of this university in 40 years. And with just 4 patents and telling that we would be an innovation-led university was a big kind of dilemma for my faculty and the students. Then we started our journey. We started creating a kind of an ecosystem in the university, a research and innovation ecosystem. And then we said that if we believe that our faculty is very competent, our students are very sharp, then how should we translate their kind of creativity and innovation? Therefore, we came up with our policy, the policy of SKUAST Innovation and Startup Policy. Basically, this is the National Innovation Startup Policy of the Ministry of Education. We tailored it to our university, and then we said we will create an enabling mechanism for our faculty and for our students to establish the startups, the businesses on the basis of their innovations. तो अभी जो आपने 2 हमारे टीचर्स का यहाँ पे इंट्रोडक्शन देखा, खालिद साहब थे और बरकत साहब थे, they are both faculty of this university, and there are many other faculty members who are as serving faculty, but then they have their own businesses, they have their own startups. And let me share with you, Khalid is marketing his produce to Canada and to Malaysia. Then he has got the certifications to do that. So इससे पहले क्या था, Khalid, the same Khalid and the same that Barkat, they would just do good kind of a research. They would publish a research paper and then hang that research paper on the wall. और जो भी बंदा उनके कमरे में जाता था बोलते देखो जी मैंने अच्छा रिसर्च पेपर पब्लिश किया और इसमें इतना इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर 5, 6, 7, 10 एंड ही विल फील वेरी प्राउड ऑफ इट. तो इनके पास पेटेंट भी थे. So what they will do, they will hang those patents on the walls. So therefore we thought that what then? We have published it very good and we have also got these patents. We need to now translate them into the businesses. हमने इनको commercialize करना है. That's why we came with the policy of the innovation startup, SKUAST innovation and startup policy, created a mechanism. तो पहले जब हम ये लाए यहाँ पे तो यूनिवर्सिटी में लोगों ने कहा कि भाई एक फैकल्टी मेंबर कैन नॉट डू इट, ही इज अ गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट. वी सेड नो, इट इज अ नेशनल पॉलिसी, वी कैन डू इट. So those are some of the beginnings which that kind of an ecosystem we try to create. And then fortunately the funding agencies, say for example, we immediately would receive a grant from the DST, ITBI grant, Technology Business Incubator grant. Then after that, so many number of grants started flowing to the university. Let me share with you that I believe that we must have received more than 15 PI-RAHI grants to this university. That means each grant has now converted into a business because they would just see the level of the technology readiness level it is, and then they will grant it. और आज की तारीख में this university, which had 4 patents in first 4 years, today we have 108 IPRs. आज की तारीख में in 4 years we have added 104 IPRs on an average of 25 every year. लेकिन पिछले साल में we have added 45 patents to this university. और 4 साल पहले we had no idea and concept about the startup. What do we mean by a startup? It's not a family business. मैंने एक grocery show बाहर डाल दिया और मैंने कहा मैंने एक business किया. No, startup basically we started, and that is the definite startup that we must have. It has to be a unique idea of yourself. You must have developed a kind of a technology, a product, or a process, or a service on the basis of which we establish a business. तो उसके बाद हमने 4 साल पहले हमने स्टार्टअप की अपनी जर्नी about this startups and in the university. और आज की तारीख में we have some more than 100 university startups. तो that's how we created a kind of an ecosystem. अब जो बच्चे हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में आते हैं उनका पहले दिन से आपस में एक डायलॉग हो जाता है, एक क्रॉस टॉक होता है कि भाई उस टीचर ने एक अच्छा इनोवेशन किया, एक अच्छा उसका पेटेंट है, उसने उसको कमर्शलाइज किया, he is earning over and above his salary. There is a student who is still on the rolls of this university. He is establishing a business. So when a student will be leaving this university, he will be leaving with a product or a technology or a process or with a business from the university. That is, I believe, what actually this national education policy stands about. And fortunately, let me share with you, in 2025, we conducted our this convocation. उस convocation में it was done very differently. Normally, we confer degrees on the students. The Honorable Governor would confer the degrees because as the Chancellor of the university. But then we added to that. We requested the Honorable Lieutenant Governor that, sir, besides conferring the degrees, you will be also appreciating and felicitating our patent holders and those startup businesses जिन्होंने establish किए. So there was a very big group of the patent holders getting from their seats, holding the patent certificates in their hands and waving to the governor and giving him the confidence that this university stands for what we call as the knowledge economy. So if we have to transform ourselves, this India into a Viksit Bharat, it cannot happen just be a slogan only. We have to work, and one of the mantra for that is that we have to have a capable human power on the ground, and we have to have transform our economy into a knowledge economy. And that which was presenting to the to the dais, to the dignitaries on the dais. Now we are moving towards the knowledge economy. तो उसके साथ में जब हम ये काम कर ही रहे थे, we started then coming up with 4 kind of developmental programs in the university. So that is the privilege which we have in this university. This national education policy would come in 2020, but before that, this university had its own institutional development program. We call it IDP. So when the NEP would come, it was very easy for us to understand what NEP says, and we were the first in the country amongst all the universities. I would say all 4,400 institutions and 1,200 universities to understand and to implement national education policy in the year 2020. Therefore, we came up with our own model of education. We call it agri-education model, tailored to national education policy. And let me just share with you, the Dean's Committee of the ICR then took cognizance of our policy, and then now it is across all 78 universities, that model. So I spoke about this research and innovation model, but then would approach to the government of Jammu and Kashmir, telling the government of Jammu and Kashmir that if we have to just be on board with the national mission of becoming a Viksit Bharat, so where do we stand as the UT of Jammu and Kashmir, as a state? So why should not we become a model state of the Viksit Bharat? Therefore, we came to we would plead with the government of Jammu and Kashmir that we have to do agriculture very differently than what we have been doing in the past. It has not to be the same green revolution which started in 1960s. It has to be a different one, a technology-driven evergreen revolution. Then this university would come up with a new model of agriculture. We call it HDP. And I'm pleased to share with you that model was then approved by the government of Jammu and Kashmir at a cost of 5013 crore rupees. तो किसी भी एक यूनिवर्सिटी ने गवर्नमेंट को एक प्रपोजल दिया, वो अप्रूव भी हो गया. दैट वाज अ बिग थिंग, एंड नाउ दैट इज अ मेगा social developmental program in the UT of Jammu and Kashmir. So I will not take too much of a time, but then what we said in that model, that if the UT of Jammu and Kashmir believes itself to become a model state of the Viksit Bharat, but from the university side, we set a goal for ourselves that we should make Jammu and Kashmir a model bioeconomy state of the country. All the progress which we have made in agriculture since 1947 till date is just 15-20% of the total potential we have in the country. 80% or 85% of the potential in agriculture is unrealized. Therefore, we said it has to be technology driven. Therefore, we came up with that program of HDP to tell the government that the scope and the future for us is sustainable commercial agriculture. We call it as the bioeconomy. थोड़ा सा मैं चलते ये बता दूं कि हमारे कुछ 6 प्रोग्राम थे when I would join as the Vice-Chancellor undergraduate program. Today we have 15, and among the 15 we have a very ambitious program. We call it Artificial Intelligence in Agriculture. We are the first university in the country who have instituted the undergraduate program, the BTech program, AI in Agriculture, because if we want to transform this nation, we need trained human power on the ground who can actually deploy, conceptualize and deploy the technologies for a technology-driven agriculture. So we take it as a privilege that we are the first in the country to have instituted this program of AI in agriculture. Similarly, many other programs. So I will not take too much of a time. I would again thank you that we need to replicate the stories. We need to have those success stories. And I would also acknowledge here, telling you very frankly, that we are on board with IIT Ropar, we are on board with IIT Kanpur, we are on board with IIT Mandi, we are on board with IIT Bombay. With all of you, the kind of the understanding which we have today is because we have the affiliations and the collaborations with you. We are establishing a center of excellence with IIT Bombay here in the university. Similarly, with other institutions, with IIT Mandi, we have this BTech program in AI in agriculture. So what I believe that if we want to just move further, it cannot be in isolation. We have to work together, for this great and noble cause of taking India as a nation to the next level. All of us, what we see and what we dream of. So, not taking too much of a time, I thank you, all of you guys here who are there, and see that we refix our milestones to the next level where we should reach. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, sir. And your words were completely, echoing and inspiring at the same point of time, because being in India and, driving towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, as we say, I think Jammu and Kashmir is doing amazing in terms of driving the, deep tech green revolution. And while we do that, we as enablers are working in a consortium mode to do that. Moving on, up next, we have to set a context. Already we are on a broader and a national context. It is my privilege to invite Dr. Vishal Choudhary, Scientist F from the Office of Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, to share perspectives on the science and technology cluster ecosystem and the role it plays in strengthening the regional innovation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Naveed. And first of all, I'm really thankful to PI-RAHI team for giving me this opportunity to speak with such a learned gathering. And I'm really thankful for that. So just to introduce the office, our office is Office of Principal Scientific Advisor, comes under the Prime Minister's office with a mandate to identify the missions and policy in the field of science and technology. And all the missions in the recent past, in last 8 to 10 years, you may be knowing that Mission Livelihood, Quantum Mission, AI Mission, or the mission CCUS, all these missions were first discussed at our office, recommended by our office, and then some ministries were identified and then launched, implemented in the country. So other than this, our office has various flagship initiative programs, and the major flagship program is the Science and Technology Clusters. So initially, when they were established as a city clusters to identify the regional problems and be the regional solution provider through science and technology intervention. And with this mandate, we begin with the 5 clusters, and seeing in 2020 and seeing their achievements, we also established clusters at other places. Then we broaden our aspect, this vision, and we, for the very first time, established a region-based cluster or the regional cluster in the form of PI-RAHI. PI-RAHI is our first regional cluster, wherein we included 4 different states, and we put one single cluster as a northern region cluster. So PI-RAHI also looks after, other than other 3 states, it is also responsible for creating an ecosystem with Jammu and Kashmir as well. So the basic concept of these clusters is they are a consortium wherein all to boost the innovation ecosystem. And consortium means all the relevant stakeholders of that particular region or the city comes together, like all the research institutes, all the academic institutes, all the industries, MSMEs, government authorities, or the state government authorities. They come together on a common platform and give that platform an identity. They are asked to make a Section 8 company, which is totally under the administrative control of Government of India through Office of PSA. Office of PSA provides a seed funding to establish them so that they can establish themselves. They are being made Section 8 so that they have the autonomy to identify the problem statements, to identify the stakeholders, so that they can not only that they can facilitate the implementation of those solutions which are being provided through S&T intervention. So what makes a part of what sets them apart with other such similar models, that cluster has to close the loop. We expect that cluster has to identify, just not only to identify the problem statement, but they have to also identify the taker. And cluster has to ensure that this loop is closed and this solution gets implemented in the society. So with this mandate, the cluster sets are apart. This mandate sets them apart. I mean, sets them different from other center of excellences, other models, similar models which already exist in the country. But these our S&T clusters are totally different from them because they are not just to identify any research or any prototype. They have to connect the dots where technology is available and taker is not there. They have to identify the taker. They have to identify the technology. They have to match the connects, and then they have to ensure that this technology gets implemented and ultimately it's benefiting the society. So it's how the science and technology can make a life of a common man easier. For this mandate, the clusters has been established. So a lot of examples are there. There are a lot of success stories by PI-RAHI also, since they are our first regional clusters. Now they are as they are progressing further, they are also now looking at, exploring the possibilities that how the local artisans of Jammu and Kashmir can be benefited through the intervention of science and technology, how they can be brought to the mainstream limelight, how their business can be helpful by providing the S&T intervention or the S&T helps. So this type of, they have already facilitated the development of a very nice supply food chain and agriculture food processing vertical area, wherein they are, I think, informed by the PI-RAHI cluster, around 3,000 metric ton, if I am correct, the stubble waste has been dealt by them through the pilot trials in the 10 villages near Bhatinda. So this is how, they are working. They are identifying the technologies and also ensuring that it reaches to the society. So ultimately, this stubble burning, stubble waste handling problem can be solved if this really works and helps in. So such is the intention, such is the intent, the objectives, and the directions of the working wherein these clusters are going. So, and I'm sure definitely that for Jammu and Kashmir, an appropriate and the best ecosystem, innovation ecosystem can be designed by the PI-RAHI cluster. And with the entire team, Nehaji, and with the guidance of Dr. Jiten Kaur Arora ma'am, definitely the cluster is really working so nicely. And so many initiatives has been taken in during last 1.5 years that it really, we feel really proud for this cluster. So I wish really all the best for the PI-RAHI team also, for the future also. Professor Rajat Sandhi sir, all of them, they always provide, they all are top-notch brains, we can say that, of the northern region, which are working for our cluster. Making this cluster a very successful establishment. So I again wish them all a very best, and really thankful for them that besides their other major responsibilities and duties, they are contributing so much to the cluster that definitely it is really getting a real success, and it is helping the people at large in the society. So with these words, I'm really again thankful to PI-RAHI team for giving me the opportunity to speak on this very relevant and very important platform. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. And your words were actually inspiring. And firstly, we would like to thank you from the core of our heart for providing, the guidance and the support and giving us the opportunity for the work that we can drive to the northern part of India, and that goes hand in hand. Up next, we come towards the launch of Incubator Spotlight Series, the formal launch for the Incubator Spotlight Series. It is my privilege to invite Dr. Shahid Iqbal Choudhary, Indian Administrative Services Commissioner Secretary to the Government of Jammu and Kashmir, Department of Science and Technology. Dr. Choudhary brings a state-level policy and governance perspective, highlighting how J&K is strengthening the STI ecosystem through focused institutional support and partnership. We look forward to your address, sir. Over to you.
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you very much. And I must say that after listening to Professor Nazir Ahmad Ganai and Dr. Vishal Choudhary, nothing is left to speak about this, but still I'll take a couple of minutes. Grateful to Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora and your team for this invitation. This is among very few or rare moments for me as a journalist, when I get to hear so much of specialized information from specialists, researchers, professors. So I take it as a moment of pride, and for me, it literally translates from public policy to solving societal problems, local economic issues, and the livelihood challenges our people face on ground. Professor Nazir Ahmad Ganai most importantly mentioned improving quality of life through research, and I think he has contributed this. His team and Dr. Nazir Ganai, they have contributed for leading to a dignified livelihood in Jammu and Kashmir as well. He was talking about HADP, which stands out as a very rare example of taking research from laboratory to the field and leading to empowerment of local people. That's one example. And second, we always talk about research papers and transition from research papers to product and field application, and that is what has been demonstrated by SKUAST-Kashmir. I am very happy that PI-RAHI has been coordinating with SKUAST-Kashmir and other organizations in the region for over last more than 1 year. I have been observing them for their contribution in research and development activities. The regional innovation ecosystem in Jammu and Kashmir offers strategic advantages, and it has many challenges as well. Right now, we stand at the convergence of climate resilience, biodiversity conservation, and sustainable development issues. But we face tremendous challenges and regional constraints as well, and I think which provide innovation prompts for our innovators, for our incubators. And this is really in time initiative by PI-RAHI under the Principal Scientific Advisor's Office, which will certainly lead to impacting millions of lives in Jammu and Kashmir. Like I said earlier, SKUAST-Kashmir has already demonstrated its critical role in bridging the gap from knowledge to market. It has acted as a bridge. So they have all the wherewithal and everything available with them, from research to developing prototypes, doing pilots, leading to market and scaling. So they have already demonstrated the immediate market validation in horticulture sector and various other sectors. So I think this is the right and opportune time wherein we are leading to launching of this program, and it will help us identifying the innovators at district level, at local levels. After serving more than 10 years in the districts, I strongly feel that Jammu and Kashmir has a huge digitally literate population just waiting for the opportunities. And again, this comes as one of the platforms available for them. The structural challenges, I feel, are not about ideas. They have ideas, they have everything available to be done, but the structured pathways is a concern for them. So there comes PI-RAHI and SKUAST-Kashmir's innovation ecosystem, which can help them from innovation incorporation to investment. That's really what we need at the ground level these days. And lastly, I would say that even if we are technically correct in our policies, we do not lead to translation vis-a-vis improvement in quality of life or improving in livelihood until and unless there are policies and structural support from the government leading to the actual translation. So I think there is a strong need for streamlined clearances for science-based innovations and incubators. Like we have single window system for many of the industrial startups, but I think a special dispensation is needed for science-based innovations and dedicated funding windows from the government. And I think this is the time where we should evaluate the departments on the innovation metrics, the kind of innovations they lead in the department, the kind of improvement in service delivery they are doing. And I would say that strategic regional clustering offers a great window for Jammu and Kashmir to coordinate with other North Indian states, learn from their practices as well, and share what we have done. And in the end, we say that just a suggestion, the Department of Science and Technology will certainly support any kind of proposals from PI-RAHI and SKUAST-Kashmir for innovation. So we can just suggest faculty membership, at least if one faculty member develops one, supports or mentors one incubator every year, one innovative idea. And reverse mentorship by the innovators could be a great thing to support the researchers and measuring impact through creation of jobs and other things. So lastly, I would say that, like Dr. Ganai mentioned in the beginning, I would say it in the end that innovation for us is about solving the local problems. Certainly it's not, something which has not been done globally, but for solving the local solutions. And I congratulate all the participants and all the proponents of this program and wishing all the best to the incubators and look forward to listening to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And I would definitely say that, this is the leadership, as we say, flows top to bottom. And with the innovation and the ecosystem entailing at the leadership at the, the government level, that inculcates the fact that JNK is, up and ready for the innovation that is going. And yes, definitely, as you mentioned, challenges leads to a new opportunities. And that is the reason all of us are sitting there and creating an ecosystem through which, in a consortium board, we can work together and drive towards. Thank you once again. Now, thank you so much, sir. Yeah. Up next, I am pleased to invite Mr. Naveed Hamid Bhat, Chief Executive Officer of SKIIE, to take us through the SKIIE's innovation journey from the JNK ecosystem. Over to you, Naveed.
Yeah, thank you so much, Neha, for having me here on this particular sort of a virtual podcast. I respectfully welcome the Honorable Commissioner Secretary, Science and Technology, Honorable Vice-Chancellor SKUAST Kashmir, and the dignitaries from PI-RAHI. I thank all of you. You have provided us a space and opportunity. Not to I'm not here to present anything on behalf of SKIIE Center, but to pitch the resilience and the determination we have shown to the ecosystem. Although we are in the particular ecosystem from last couple of years, in order to understand the ecosystem, we have to first understand the educational landscape of Jammu and Kashmir. If we see it, there are some 14-15 universities in Jammu and Kashmir, and in 14 universities, these universities are hosting the incubators, the 14 incubation centers in Jammu and Kashmir. Those incubation centers have different focus areas, right from the agriculture, agri-tech, artificial intelligence, deep tech, quant-tech, and they are indulging in a lot of the incubational activities within that particular domain. At SKUAST, why there was a need to have a sort of an dedicated incubation center within this particular, the agriculture domain in Jammu and Kashmir. If we see the agriculture landscape of India, we have some 78 agriculture universities. Across India, we have some 78 agriculture universities, and those agriculture universities have certain mandates, right, from the teaching, research, and extension. Teaching, where we are just indulging in imparting the degrees of UG, PG, and PhD, and simultaneously, a lot of stuff are doing in the research part, and another for dissemination of the research to the grassroots farmer. We are taking the help of the extension. We brainstorm a lot of times with Honorable Vice Chancellor. There is a sort of a gap between the three domains, right, from the teaching, research, and the extension. It's not more of a sort of a activity driven domain, but we have to focus on the tangible outcome out of these mandates. And we found that, if we have to get an outcome, desired outcome, and tangible outcome of these, the exercise we are doing in the teaching, research, and extension, there is a domain we call the domain of innovation and entrepreneurship. And for that, we kickstarted, an exercise for establishing a dedicated center. We call it the SKUAST-K Innovation, Incubation, and Entrepreneurship Center, in order to bridge the gap between the real teaching, research, and extension. And how? Because is it rightly said by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, it's not, a sort of an thing where we are focusing on, just churning out the degrees out of that teaching, domain, or we are, just focusing on coming up with, high impact, narrated, research papers, or what we can call the patents, and just hanging on the wall for the show off kind of thing. But more of what we have to do is, in the teaching domain, we have to just change the mindset of that particular student and show him the ray of hope that there is an alternative career option than having a degree in hand. And simultaneously, same thing in the research part, where we try to, just change the mindset of those faculty as well as the student. There is, the tag and the name of the research, you have to change it to the translational research. That's why SKUAST Kashmir take a lead to just focus on the translational kind of research, in that particular domain. And we try to, bridge the gap between the teaching, research, and extension through the domain of innovation and entrepreneurship. Although we started, we are very young in this particular domain, but we started with certain sort of an strategic model. And the model is being the copyright of the SKUAST Kashmir, that has been adopted by the, couple of agriculture universities, across the nation. What we did, we kickstarted with the, because I always try to, just point out this thing: we can't move an inch in the incubation arena without having a connect and collaboration with the reputed industries as well as the incubation centers. What we did, we kickstarted a journey with the Western Sydney University, Australia, wherein we started a program. We call that the ideation kind of, ideathon. We started a program wherein we take the help of, their mentors to mentor our students. And that's why we now at SKUAST, so we call the students as the student innovators, because they have something, what we call the disruptive kind of, thought process, by which they need some sort of a mentorship and a guidance to take to the next level. And we started a couple of, events with the Western Sydney University, Lemon School of Entrepreneurship, and most important, we had a very good, program with the Michigan Ross University, wherein that helped us, to understand this ecosystem, how we can mentor the student as well as the faculty in the best possible way, and how we can come up with a BMC, business model, canvas model, so that we may help a student to understand the real problem of that particular area. And we in that particular program, we got some 45 refined ideas. But, it's basically the crux, where from we begin our story of the innovation and incubation in our university. What we did as an incubator, that we take, lead in, devising lot of such out of the box programs and out of the box, activities, wherein we always try to connect the student as well as the faculty persons for getting, not focusing on the critical aspect of that particular activity, but getting an outcome and tangible tangible outcome out of that particular exercise. We at the SKUAST-K Innovation Incubation Entrepreneurship Center, right now we have some we have coming up with a sort of a term in startup arena. We call that the in-house breed of startups. In-house breed of startup means that because we, as a part of this particular university, because we have been hosted by this particular university, so our main base is the main base is the student as well as the faculty. And for that, it's not so easy to just change the mindset of the student as a faculty if you don't have the roadmap. And for that roadmap, I thank our honorable Vice Chancellor. He take lead to just customize the national innovation startup policy. At national level, we have the NISP, National Innovation Startup Policy. We customized that NISP into SISP, SKUAST-K Innovation Startup Policy. That actually gave us a sort of a provision that if a student being in at a UG, PG, or PhD level, if he or she has some disruptive kind of thought process, out of the box kind of thought process, she may come to establish their own enterprises, so that she may she may work on the sustainability and having a social impact at large extent. Same is the case with the faculty person. It was not so easy to change the mindset of the faculty person. Being as the acting as a chief executive officer, I may be मैं उनके लेवल से थोड़ा कम भी हो सकता हूँ, as level 9 or 10 or 10, but the thing is, I salute our faculty members because they have shown the keen interest in this particular domain, and that's why we are now able to have some 18 faculty startups in our own university. That's why I coined it a sort of a term, and I quoted here that we have some startup is the general term, but we have some in-house breed of startups. हमने अगर startup की journey की है तो हमने अपनी university से start किया है. That's why we have some 47 student startups. और आपके let me share with you that those startups are now fetching revenue on daily basis 45 plus 40,000 का उनका दिन में जो है revenue है. It's a big thing for a student who is pursuing a UG degree, और वो दिन में 40-45 हजार कमा रहा है. It's a big thing for the whole ecosystem as well. And simultaneously see, if we have to just be a key stakeholder of the change, then you have to take the lead in this particular system. See, the lot of students came with the rough concepts and how we can take these the intangible ideas to the what we can call the tangible kind of stuff, so that we may come up with the POC and later MVP, so that we may pitch it to the market for a social impact. Lot of exercises we did, and although in the first instance we don't have the funds in hand, but we always try to connect with them the leading university incubators. We always try to connect them with the leading funding agencies. That's why this is the first incubation center hosted by the SKUAST Kashmir, having 15 big BI-RAHI grantees so far, and it's a big thing. Big BI-RAHI is a 3-tier process, and it takes years to fetch that results. We refine those ideas, we mentor them, we connect them with the leading mentors, so that we may come up with a viable BMC out of their particular innovative concept. And then we are now able to have a 15 big BI-RAHI grantees, in-house big BI-RAHI grantees जो हमारे पास अभी हैं, and they are now the well-established startups. Same is the case with lot of other 100 plus innovation grants we have secured so far, and we have this incubation center have somehow helped the startups to secure more than 35 CR. And it's a big thing being in this particular ecosystem. We can't compare this ecosystem with the the ecosystem of Bangalore, Gujarat, because they are into this business from decades. So but it's a big a great moment for our ecosystem, for the Jammu and Kashmir startup ecosystem, that such incubators are within our ecosystem, who are just taking lead in this particular journey. And see, in terms of, sir, as rightly said honorable Vice Chancellor, that 1982 में यूनिवर्सिटी बनी है, and till 2022 we were having some 4 IPs. Yeah, we call it the patents. It's basically what we try to offer to the ecosystem is कि we always try to change the mindset of whether the student as well as the what we can call the stakeholder chain, जो भी है stakeholders हैं, उनमें हमने कोशिश की कि how we can just make them understand the essence and the beauty of this particular domain. And that's why we are proudly announcing that we have now 108 patents so far, and wherein 32 has been fully commercialized by this incubation center through the means of coming up with a startup. Other couple of patents we have transferred to the technology. This is what, being as the in the system, we are trying to change the the ecosystem of Jammu and Kashmir. A lot of other works have been, because our startups, they focus on different kind of domains, right from the deep tech, artificial intelligence, agri-tech. Couple of startups, they are just into the waste to wealth concept. And recently one of our startup, he secured an equity grant of 1 CR, and it's a very a great moment for the ecosystem as well. An innovator from the Kashmir, he is trying to he's able to convince the investors just to invest in his particular sort of a business and a startup business, and her valuation is now 13 CR. So big. And in order to just motivate the innovators of the ecosystem, we always try to do out of the box initiatives, like as there's at a national level, we call that, there's a term we call that a unicorn. Unicorn means जिनकी valuation कम से कम $1 billion से ऊपर हो. And what we tried at SKUAST Kashmir, we try to motivate our startups by coining a sort of a term we call it as SKUAST-K babycorns. Those are those startups जिनको आप feel दे रहे हो कि that you are in the particular domain from past few years. Now this is the right domain and right ecosystem for you, जहाँ पे आप अपना career बना सकते हो, जहाँ पे एक you will be one of the unicorn of the Jammu and Kashmir state. And why we coined that term SKUAST-K babycorn, उसमें हमने क्या रखा है, जिनका भी टर्नओवर 1 CR से ज्यादा है, 1 करोड़ से ज्यादा है, उनको हमने उस जो है कंपोनेंट में रखा है, so that they may somehow feel like they have a special position in this particular ecosystem, where when people and the ecosystem stakeholders are respecting them, honoring them, and giving them a reward by tagging as the babycorns of that particular region, babycorns of SKUAST, babycorns of Jammu and Kashmir. Lot of other things, sir. I will share the presentation. Is it Neha visible?
No, I can't see it.
Okay.
Yes, it's visible now.
Slides visible.
I would just request
Because
you.
I discussed a lot.
Let's
Yeah.
keep it more crisp so that we can move forward.
Yeah. I will not take more time. And this is what why, because these are some of the our vision is, because why we are way ahead in this particular system is because our there are n number of USPs linked with our incubation center. As I discussed that we have this is the first incubation center having its own startup policy. We call that a SISP policy, and we have also in-house breed of startups, and we focus on the translational kind of stuff. What That's why we have we have translated a number of patents into viable products as well as the technologies. So these are couple of, because for our stakeholders, because there are a lot of startups who are now connected through this podcast, we have a dedicated we call it a D&D and a fabrication facility, wherein we can convert the intangible idea into the tangible. We call that a POC, proof of concept, and then we can validate, test and retest and revalidate it, so that we may come up with the minimum viable product, so that we may pitch it for a sort of a social impact and the sustainability. These are some of the lab facilities, in-house lab facilities we have within this particular incubation center. Why lab facilities? Because we are focusing on the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Our main focus is on biotechnology. We are coming up with the nutraceutical products. We are focusing on the drug discovery sort of a procedures, and a lot of other stuffs we are part of. That's why we need to have a lab connect, that we are having a well versed lab connects. We call that a center of excellence. This is what the ecosystem, why I talked about the roadmap, because we have our own startup innovation, startup policy, we call the SISP, and we have given the government as a hub and spoke model, and even we have adapted this hub and spoke model within this particular domain. Because being as an agriculture university, we have a connect at district level, we call that the KVKs, Krishi Vigyan Kendris, or the research stations. And this is the first university who are coming up with a sort of an innovation clinic concept. And that's why we are in process to establish the innovation clinics at each and every district, so that we may have a connect with the grassroots innovator. So what because we mostly, I told you that we hardly focus on the lot of activities, exercise, workshop, and this, that's a routine work chal raha hai. But the thing is, what's the impact and tangible outcome out of that particular exercise? We have recently, out of basis of certain parameters and the KPIs, the government of Jammu and Kashmir has announced that our incubation center as the topmost incubator of Jammu and Kashmir on basis of certain parameters. Right, the parameter was, because we were having some 100 plus agri startups, and among 100 plus startups, they were having the turnover more than 1 CR. And another KPI was the patent. And patent ke sath sath, how many patents have been fully commercialized through the model of startups, or through the model of having commercialized to industrial connect. And we are the top performing TBI in India by the DST New Delhi. And as because this incubation center, although we are very new in the system, but we have earned lot of other projects, incubation projects, right from we have earned a project from DST ITBI Inclusive Technology Business Incubator. That was a 5 CR project. And I feared, it's an 80 CR project that has a particular component on innovation and entrepreneurship. Same, and this is now our incubation center is officially now the EUA center, empowering for youth for value added translation research. And simultaneously, we are also hosting the NABARD's the mega project RBIC Rural Business Incubation Center. That's somehow a 15 CR project, that's totally on this incubation and entrepreneurship step. And the most important thing that I want to share with our stakeholders is that it's a moment of pride for all stakeholders of Jammu and Kashmir, that a university हिंदुस्तान में एक जगह पे, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में भी एक जगह शालीमार, श्रीनगर में भी शालीमार, और शालीमार में एक कोने पे एक इंक्यूबेटर है. एंड दिस इंक्यूबेटर हैज बीन अवार्डेड बाय द ICCW, Indian Chamber of Commerce, and Microsoft Paris as the Star Ecosystem Star Award. ये मैं आपको बताते चलो कि 2024 में हमें अवार्ड मिला, और 2023 में ये अवार्ड डिप्टी प्राइम मिनिस्टर यूके को मिला था. इट्स अ बिग प्राइड मोमेंट फॉर द स्टेक होल्डर्स ऑफ द जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. एंड ये भी कुछ KPIs के ही आधार पे हमें ये मिला. This is the impact. I studied this the impact. And the most important thing, जो मैंने photo, the most important, when we started the journey, and we were devising the policy, we call that the SISP policy. And on that, those times we basically share some concept note with the government of Jammu and Kashmir. And that was being highly applauded by the office of the LG Jammu and Kashmir. And recently, the government of Jammu and Kashmir, headed by the honorable CM, he has awarded us the topmost incubation center award to this particular incubator. This is not more, we have been awarded this university and incubation award, but this is a proud moment for all the stakeholders of the change, who are just taking care of this particular domain. domain in Jammu and Kashmir. So these are some of the policies we are a part of. We are continuously coming up with some sort of a new models, new policies, new interventions by which we can somehow convince the ecosystem, and we can somehow help the startups to take their sort of an innovation to the next level, wherein they can just help the ecosystem to just, because we are working on a mission where we can just try to be Jammu and Kashmir be renamed as the innovation led state of the UT of India. And these are some of the we call it a startup. Those are our ambassadors, but we call them, we take them as SKUAST-K baby, because we have some 6, 7, and 2 has been added this year as well. So we have some 7, 8 startups who are in the particular domain of SKUAST-K baby cons. These are some of the international recognitions this incubation center has been earned. The most important is recently our honorable Prime Minister, he visited Jammu and Kashmir, and the Government of India nominated some 18 startups for displaying, for showcasing the innovations to honorable PM, and among 18, 12 startups were from this particular incubation center who displayed and interacted with honorable Prime Minister. And these are some of the connects we have. And this is the, because this domain needs changes, updations, and regular updations. If you don't update yourself, then this system can just throw you out at any instant. And that's why we are coming up with some sort of a strategic plans, and we are working on these plans so that to make it as a vibrant and to make it more sound, so that we may be helpful to the startup ecosystem in India. This is the vision of basically vision of our honorable Vice Chancellor. And honorable Vice Chancellor, we brainstorm a lot of times how we can convert those startups, how we can commercialize those patents we have. And that's why we came up with the concept patent to products. If we have, it's not more of having a patent and just putting those on the shelves for the sort of a show, but we are channelizing things, and we are trying to convert those patents into viable products. And these products are now at the international market as well. And 15 products are there on the Amazon and other the digital mediums for the marketing purpose. And this is recently we have transferred our one of our technology to the Inviti through the help of BI-RAHI. And this is because whenever we have to do something, we have to come up with the commitment model. That's why our honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, he mostly focus on the commitment model of any sort of an activity. And that's why we our commitment to the Jammu ecosystem is that we will be able to increase our incubator base, startup base, baby corn base, IP patent by other the recognitions and the awards or the grants 10 times than what we have previously secured in 2025, so that we may help Jammu and Kashmir to be Jammu and Kashmir as an innovation led UT of India, so that we may be helpful to achieve our mission of Viksit Bharat. So these are some of our key dignitaries who have visited our incubation center as and have and superior their precious time just to have a sort of an comment regarding our incubation center. And this is our now transactional plan, because we started from a particular room, 12 by 12 ka hamara room tha, where from we started the journey of innovation and entrepreneurship. Then it was all the vision of the honorable Vice Chancellor. We were giving a full-fledged building for taking the journey to the next level. And now we are coming with a dedicated more than some 30,000 square feet space, where we be, and this will be called now the Directorate of the Innovation, where we are going to host a number of projects for the because this incubation center and direct innovation is for the innovators, of the innovators, and by the innovators. And we all at SKUAST Kashmir are committed to that. We are for the change makers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Naveed. This was quite detailed. and somebody who is looking, and for our audience, who maybe, seeing SKUAST-K from a lens is now different because they have an understanding of the infrastructure and understanding of the capabilities and achievement, the journey so far. So thank you once again for, sharing about the SKIIE and your vision ahead for the innovation ecosystem. And now that we have seen, the support of the startups that you are driving and the entrepreneurship, we would like to invite some of your startups who, are leading. And I would request Dr. Khalid J. Masoodi, founder of Kashmir Biotech Private Limited, if you could just take few minutes and share about your innovation.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see that. Yeah.
Okay. So I work as associate professor in the Division of Plant Biotechnology since last 11 and a half years. And when we adopted the National Innovation Startup Policy, we had the slides are not moving.
If you could just put that in presentation mode.
Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so since we adopted the National Innovation Startup Policy, and then our Vice-Chancellor told us that you have to unlearn and then relearn because your technologies or your work should be beneficial to people. So what we did, my lab has around 11 patents granted in the last 11 years, and most of them have been commercialized. And some of the products in the market is one of them is Magic Food Taxo. This is some of the experiments that we did, and then eventually we tested it in patients and found out that our Magic Food against prostate cancer, BPH, and LUTs. So very common in India. It's the third diagnosed cancer in men in India, and so we developed this functional food. And when gave to patient in 7 doses, we found that resolution of symptoms. We were very happy. And this magic food caught attention of 2 companies. One is HNS Biotech Malaysia, and other is Asbamax Canada. It's a multinational company. So they asked for samples. We sent them, and then eventually we had a license agreement with them. And now this magic food sells in Canada. The name of Proscott Blend, and is Health Canada approved also. Similarly, one of our product, this magic food in capsule forms, is sold in Malaysia as ProsFit Plus. But when they found out that this works wonders, so now they have a strategic partnership proposal with us, which we have signed, and they want every product that we have developed so far to be commercialized through KPJ Health Scope in Malaysia. And these are the products that we have developed. All are scientifically backed and working wonders in patients. Like the zinc mag natural, like good for joint pain. The magic food is against prostate cancer. Then you have iron herbal supplement for women. And then we eventually latest product is this magic food pink for women. So we have these LUT symptoms also in women. So we found out some herbs that are really good in curing these LUT symptoms. So we developed one magic food Taxo. So all of these are available on online platforms, Amazon, India Mart. And we have good sales, and this is the new we'll be launching in our Kisan Mela. We have certification like Central FSI is a certification for nutraceuticals. We have GMP certification, IU certification, import export, DPIT recognition. So this is one of the gels we made. We call it smart gel. So it gives us real time food spoilage. So we know one of the patents that we developed, and we are in the mode of commercializing this technology also. And one of the latest technologies, I want to share a small video with you.
SKIIE Kashmir University of Agricultural Sciences and Technologies K-Lab Drug Discovery Unit has achieved a significant scientific milestone through the discovery and patenting of novel therapeutic molecules, contributing to advances in precision medicine. These innovations emphasize targeted therapeutic strategies that that enhance treatment efficacy while reducing systemic toxicity. To translate these discoveries into practical applications, KLab has developed an innovative precision therapeutic mask for controlled and localized drug delivery, particularly relevant to cancer management and supportive therapy. The mask features a multi-layered architecture comprising an outer hydrophobic protective layer, a drug-loaded hydrogel chamber containing patented molecules, a semi-permeable membrane for regulated drug diffusion, a filtration and airflow layer, and inner comfort layers made of soft, breathable, skin-friendly material. SKIIE Cash.
Yeah. So our startup was recently we got a BRICS Best Startup Award. Like this, like 10 startups out of 570, and our startup Kashmir Biotech, this product Magic Food Texo got one of the adjudged as one of the best products. So yeah, thank you so much for the time, and
Thank
that's
you
all
so
from me.
much, Dr. Khalid. That was really impressive. And, so this is another interesting thing because we at PI-RAHI, we have a thematic area where we strongly focus also on pharma, healthcare, and medical devices. So there's another interesting, where we could see some collaboration on how to take your startup even from the cluster side. So thank you once again for sharing it with us. Next up, we have Amir from Wave Private Limited. Amir, are you there? All right.
I think he has some issue, a network issue. So
No
you
worries.
can
Move to the
take
next.
Hazik for.
Hazik. All right, Hazik. Over to you. You're founder of Cash Apple.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'll display my presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, we can see it.
So, farmers in India and specifically in Kashmir face four major problems today. The first problem is static spray schedules. Farmers rely on PDF schedules that are hard to update, and they have to download these PDFs every year if we update them. The second problem is hidden market rates. Farmers are dependent on middlemen to know the market rates across various mandis, which take commission from their produce. So this is a problem they face. The third problem is guesswork disease control. Apple farmers in Kashmir and for that matter in India also rely on guesswork to predict diseases. Without warnings, farmers either overspray or miss critical spraying windows by waiting too long to spray. The fourth problem farmers face here is they have no digital marketplace connecting them. For example, there's no marketplace connecting a skilled labor to a farmer who needs that labor. For example, if a farmer needs pruning services, he has to contact a middleman who then contacts the skilled laborer and connects them, but takes a commission in between all of this. So, solving all of these problems, we have created a digital platform, a full stack app known as Cash Crop. This app solves all the problems related to apple farming in one platform. It's the complete orchard management system for Kashmiri farmers. We have a living interactive guide, that's the yearly roadmap. We update it month by month. It's like a to-do list with guiding images and also Kashmiri audio guides for farmers that are not literate enough to understand English or Urdu. We help them with audio guidance in their native language. If there's a update in the schedule, we push it instantly. The farmer doesn't have to download spray schedules every year or anytime there's an update. Therefore, this solves the first problem that I talked about. The second problem is that I talked about, the market rates, accessibility. We provide a farmer with real-time prices from major mandis across J&K so that we can help him to decide when and which mandi, and that is where to sell to get the best price for his produce. We have also made a farmer marketplace. Basically, you can think of it like OLX for apple farming. if you need someone who's offers pruning services, you can directly contact them through our app. And if you need, for example, tools or boxes for your apple produce, you can also get that on our app. This is the farmer marketplace. It solves the fourth problem that I talked about. And now I'm coming to our flagship feature, the Apple Scab Warning System. This scabs, we have created a model which takes the help of Mills table, Gompard's growth curve to predict ascospore maturity, and leaf wetness detection by 3 signals, that is active rain, dew formation, and high humidity. By these things, we predict when apple scab, the most prominent disease in Kashmir, which causes around 20% to 30% loss of income for each farmer. We predict this disease before it happens. So therefore, we warn the farmer, we send him alerts, we send him notification when the risk is high. So he can do a preventive spray rather than a curative spray. Prevention is better than cure. Therefore, we are going to save a lot of income for the farmer. So because after this, his produce will be high quality because it will not be affected by scab. These are the main features. We offer some other features. Yes.
Apologies, I have to intervene, but just because of paucity of time, if you could please.
Yes. I have just, this is the last slide. These are the other features that we offer: government schemes, pre-calculator, orchard khata. We predict profits. We tell him which government schemes are available. We convert Kashmiri units to international units. And that's it. Thank you for inviting me on this platform. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hazik, and the pleasure is ours. And amazing in terms of the work that you are driving towards the whole value chain in agriculture, and all the points that you mentioned are really required by the market. So kudos to you for the work that you are doing, right?
Thank you.
Next up, we have Dr. Barkat Hussain, founder of Ferrobank Private Limited. Over to you, sir.
Good evening. As our leader already told that we have the that is One Health, and I'm working on the sustainable agriculture, even though I have all those grants which have been mentioned. So taking the time in consideration. So I have excited the insect gland from the insect by which they communicate with each other for sex, for food, other things. So I decode that chemical and use it for managing the insects. For detection trap, if we have any insects, so we can say that this area is free from insect or not from. Apart from that, we can trap all those insects, and that we can consider that this area is free from the insecticide, free from that area. So that even though all insecticides they are carcinogenic, are toxic, and also later on health hazards. So that is a cool and sustainable solution. And apart from that, I have the disruptive technology because I am driving both male and female. So that is very important because females are highly frequent. They lay 100 and sometimes 3,000 eggs. When we are annihilating one female, so obviously we are annihilating the population. So that is, we are disrupting their communication, disrupting their mating, and also eliminating that insect. Apart from that, the climate change, it is waterless technology. So we just hang a trap and they will come through that smell. So we can have the slogan that smell are sure the sound for pest management. So that is very important for that. And we have got the BIG grant. I'm the first see the faculty. I got the even the City Innovation Grant from IIT Kanpur, and even though I have also worked on the pheromone, the Julius School Maximum Valuable University, Germany, where they have 18 Nobel laureates from that very important university, and that is from the project was the World Bank project by leading by our leader, that is Professor Nazir Ahmad Ganai, who is our Honorable Vice-Chancellor. So that is the things we have done from that. Apart from that, we can monitor the pest, as we have to see the high blood pressure, low blood pressure, and we have to use that technology when to apply the insect, because we cannot say that every insect is bad. We have some thresholds to apply the insecticides or any management strategy, so that we can give the clear indication that that we have to use any control measure, whether the toxin control measures or the sustainable solutions. Apart from that, we can use the degree-day model, that is prediction model, that is we can see the bifix. So mostly the eggs, insects have the egg, larva, pupa, adult. mostly we can target sedentary stages because we have a lot of insects that go inside. So if you can run the bullets, you cannot control the insects because they have them contact action. The system action, then it goes the roots, then the fruits, then other things, then the fruit is gone. So at that point we can give the clear window for that 5 to 10 days. You can use any control measure. So that is sort of technology we can alarm the farmer, educate the farmer 10 days advance that use any control strategy, so that the timing of treatment is very important for that. So apart from that, we can use the bait stations. Even have the big orchards, we can use the pheromone and we put a low dose of insecticides with that, so that they will come with that, so that we can lure and kill them. So lure is all knows about how we can lure, and that is sort of attracts. They are diverted there, and we can push them there and kill them. So that is sort of trapping approaches we can. In addition, that we are using some robust technologies that will be using by drones. We can use the pheromones, and we can use those things. That will be our major thought, so that we can put the scents or the pheromones in the atmosphere, so the virgin female will be their communication will be disconnected. There is confusion in communication, so that when you get a high dose of pheromones and virgin female is a low dose of pheromone, the chemical, so we can disrupt the communications. That is the beauty which I have done with my work and the project which I have got from the ANRF, SERB, DST, DBT, Virginia Wine Board, and also from other countries. Australia, we have also got another project for that. So that is sort of research-led innovation. That is translated research we have done for that, and backed by our 2-decade research in this matter. So I think that positive time I should stop here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Barkat. Next up we have is Dr. Owais Ali Wani, Kashmir Cargo Zone Private Limited. All right, I think if he's not there, Amir, are you there from Wave Private Limited? I think, do we have? Yes, all right. Kashmir Cargo Zone, over to you. Hello. Hello. Dr. Owais, are you joining? I think because of the paucity of time, I would say that definitely we got great interventions that are driving in the J&K ecosystem. And we see, uh, all across the spectrum, starting with somebody who is a student, researcher, or, even a faculty. And that is driven by the innovation that is governing from the leadership under the guidance of Professor Nazir and Naveed, driving towards it. And we at PI-RAHI are echoing the same. Up next, I see some of the questions that are already there in the chat window. And to ensure that there is a, share of benchmarks or best practices towards the J&K ecosystem, which should be showcased at a global level. I would request, if anybody has any questions, please raise your hand. And somebody has already written, I think this is for you, Naveed, to answer, which is kindly, if not right now, but later, what are the grants that are available at SKUAST Kashmir for the startups who are outside of, SKUAST, but are looking and reaching out? How can they do that? Naveed, are you there? You're on mute.
Maybe somebody from there can answer this question if somebody is representing SKIIE.
They can
Yes,
contact.
yes, yes. Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's some network issue. Yeah, please. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, now because some
Yes, so
network.
there's a question for you that somebody who's, let's say, outside, and now we have a very diverse audience, not only from the JNK, we have people from TBI, ICER, Mohali, and we have all across the ecosystem. So what are the grants or schemes that are available for sustainable agriculture with SKIIE?
Yeah, we have basically we are just running a project ITBI where there is a provision to have a sort of to give the innovators up to 10 lakh rupees. Okay, simultaneously we have another the project of NABARD RBIC where there is a provision to fund support up to 15 lakh per innovator on the disruptive kind of the thought process. And if he has some sort of I don't know whether he is at TRL level 2, 3 or 4 or 5. If I can understand the innovation.
Yeah. May I answer this? May I answer this?
Please, please.
Yeah, I'm right now at TRL 6. I can say that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have done with all the, we are into the field trials, doing the phytotoxicity and the genotoxicity.
Okay.
And ultimately, now from TRL 6 to TRL 9 will not take me, it will not be tough. It will be, rather, we need money. If we have money, we can easily reach to TRL 9 now.
Yeah,
So,
how much you need, expect from us?
as best.
As well. So we have another component because she's already at the TR level 6-7. So
Yeah.
we can support her under JKCIP startup component.
Yeah, I at least need a 1 year at least to bring this product to the market, because it's really a good alternative for the for the chemical fungicides. So this greener product definitely is going to be a big revolution globally. So
Yeah, I
definitely
can
I
help
will
you.
be building this out.
I can help you out as per our provision and the norms we have under that particular project. So
Right.
I will try to my level best to to help you out and to make it possible so that you may just come up with your product as
Right.
soon as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Any other question? All right. Yeah, I think we have someone. Vivek Sharma.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes. You are quite audible.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Vivek Sharma from Hari Narayan Recyclers Private Limited, Bathinda, Punjab. Can I know about the technology transfer policy of your?
Yeah, yes. We have an well-structured IP and TM policy. If the stakes is with the innovator, then what we can do, you have to undergo through a model. We will incubate you. You will have a sort of an incubation agreement of our center. Then we can just offer you under that IPM TV. Get that if we can connect your technology to a sort of an industry, then out of the royalty and the the token amount, the 75% share of that particular amount will be credited to your account, and the rest will be to share to the incubation center.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. I think we can, continue with the questions later, and anybody who would like, can reach out to me, and we can, if required, we can also have much detailed discussion with Naveed in terms of what can be, taken up next, specifically Ritu, like hearing. I think we should definitely take up this.
Even Neha, you can drop my contact, and I can drop my contact on the chat box so that they may connect with me directly.
Sounds good. All right. With that, we come to the closing of the first inaugural episode of Inside the Incubator and Incubator Spotlight series. And I would request Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora, advisor PI-RAHI and former executive director, Punjab State Council for Science and Technology, to share some few words.
I think It was really nice, and I'm told that the event is also being live streamed on YouTube. Um, Thank you, first of all, Dr. Shahid Iqbal Choudhary. You would recall we met last year in JNK when we together held a stakeholders meet. And there it emerged as an unmet need from JNK's ecosystem that a platform be created for seamless interaction of incubators in JNK among themselves. So this is a step towards that. I'm sure very shortly PI-RAHI team will also be requesting you to formally launch the JNK Incubator Network. Neha and her team at PI-RAHI have done a lot of groundwork in that direction. In fact, a very elaborate document on incubation ecosystem of JNK is being developed. Also, the vision in times to come, while we were talking to our incubators here in the other northern states, there is lot of hunger, I would say, to connect among themselves. In last week only, the CEO of Innovation Mission Punjab was with us, and I was sharing with him that this is what we plan to do in JNK, and he was very keen. He said, in fact, I'm from Jammu, quickly do it, let me connect to the startups, the incubators in JNK, and let me share with you, Innovation Mission Punjab has been very, very successful in bringing together the stakeholders here in Punjab. Similarly, in our own cluster network set up by the PSA's office, thank you, Dr. Vishal, for joining today. We have some of the very, very successful incubators which are supporting many startups. For example, T-Hub at Hyderabad, which is under the Hyderabad cluster itself. AMTZ, which has a very successful startup ecosystem under it in the medtech sector. They are all keen to support the incubation ecosystem in JNK through this platform that PI-RAHI in collaboration with your government in JNK, with your state S&T council is trying to create. I see in times to come we envision there would be an innovation passport for the startups, which will kind of provide a direct visa for going to any incubator in northern India. And also, Professor Ganai, thank you for very, very, you know, enthusiastic, motivational start of this series. We were together last year, and we could see that it would be really beneficial to start this series with your own SKUAST-K's incubator. It's indeed commendable, 30,000 square feet area which was mentioned. And again, only a couple of years back, with this was not at all a norm here to have spin-offs, the faculty leading the startups. I think your university is leading that concept. Congratulations for that. And also, Shahid Iqbal Chaudhary would like to share with you very shortly, we plan to set up 25 weather stations. Locations have been identified in JNK thanks to your S&T Council's team and Vikrant Dograji, who's here. This is a technology developed by IIT Ropar here, and also the Incubator Network program we envisage in times to come to specially support, to promote the rural startups, women startups, take out the ideas from colleges and then connect them to the incubators. So this all we envision to do together in near future. We could make a good beginning today. Thank you very much. Very, very happy. I think very shortly, Neha, what are we planning? Maybe alternate week, we'll have an incubator head from JNK speaking to everybody. and I see a lot of connections being built, and I can already see Dr. Ritu Mahajan, आपने तो आज ही कुछ ग्रांट इंश्योर भी कर लिया है, कुछ ऐसा लग रहा है Naveed, and you've been very generous in saying आप हर तरह से support करेंगे. I can see ऐसा आदान प्रदान आने वाले टाइम में seamless होगा. Very, very happy to see this happening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Up next, we have Dr. Rajat Sandhi, Director PI-RAHI and Professor Department of Biochemistry, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Over to you, sir.
So I would say thank you. It's the first of the kinds. And I would say for me also, it was personally knowing a little more about what SKIIE does at SKUAST. So I would just say a few things here. First and foremost, I would say SKUAST leadership has been forthcoming. And I would like to appreciate the efforts of Dr. Nazir Ganai in that direction. I would say we came there, we found the environment is charged up, and Dr. Naveed, full of energy, and as he gave the impact numbers, we could see why this would not be one of the best incubators. And we started with this incubator for the reason we knew a lot of strength is there in J&K. And Dr. Shahid also said something which I am touched. He said there should be some parameter where incubators could be scored, some kind of metrics to be scoring the incubators. I think as a cluster, we could take that as a lead in taking that forward. One more thing that touched me, and I think this is continuous, what we see from J&K coming. He said he will work with PI-RAHI, give financial support, which is, I would say, heartening for all of us, that this is the kind of support that we expect from J&K. And I think hunger is more, as Dr. Arora was also saying, and we can see that. So Dr. Naveed gave a illustrious account of what is being done there. Impact number speaks volume of what Yoga is doing. I would just make one request or appeal here. So for example, you had this Kashmir Biotech, some products of Kashmir Biotech. So we would like those products also to move through our channels, because then the impact goes into these states also. And one more thing I'd like to say, maybe to the leadership of SKUAST, Dr. Vice-Chancellor sir, that we have all clusters meet, and we expect J&K to give the best, put the best foot forward there, and there will need your cooperation. It will be happening in Punjab University Chandigarh campus somewhere in October and November. With those words, I'd like to thank all the people who joined us today. And this being the first one, I would say you can propagate the message that this will be happening more frequently. You can follow us on the LinkedIn and keep supporting us, our efforts. Keep giving us suggestions so that this cluster becomes one of the best clusters. And special thanks to Dr. Vishal Choudhary, who could join in spite of his busy schedule with Parliament in progress there. And thank you all. PI-RAHI team needs to be congratulated on this for the reason this is our first event, and we will build on from here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for being the torch behind, driving this initiative. And thank you so much, everybody. And as, as mentioned by our leadership, we will be doing this as an episode and the series that going forward. So we would request all of you to take 1 minute to scan this and follow us on social media. There is what all our communications would be spread, and also do a word of mouth towards all the ecosystem partners that you meet. All right. I think thank you so much, everybody, for joining in and taking out the time. Thank you so much for the SKUAST leadership from Dr. Vishal Choudhary, Dr. Shahid, and specifically all of you, the startups who showcased and pitched their solution, which enabled us to understand what is being driven in the ecosystem. And from here on, we need your support. If you have any feedback or any suggestion on how to make this program better also, we would love to hear back from you. So thank you so much, and signing off from here. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Neha.
Thank you.